In the world of motorcycle audio, there's a couple criteria you've got to meet if you want to be taken seriously. You got to be loud, you got to be clear, and you know what? According to Memphis Audio, you got to look sexy as well. So today we're digging in deep with Memphis Audio in the motorcycle audio segment. We've got Nick LoMonaco in the studio with us. It's going to be a good time, and I can't wait to find out what new stuff that Memphis Audio has come up with. This is CMA Networks presented by SiriusXM, all about Memphis Audio in the motorcycle segment. And it starts now. What's going on, everybody? And thanks for tuning in to another CMA Networks here. We're diving into motorcycle audio, and we've landed on a brand, of course, one of my favorites, Memphis Audio. Now, these guys have come up with such innovative designs. I've always very impressed with the features they pack in to their products and the value proposition these guys offer. And I'm really curious to see what these guys have when it comes to motorcycle audio. Now, Nick, I am expecting a lot of things because you've kind of set the bar high with everything we've done, whether it was for marine or for power sports. So what are we expecting to cover today when it comes to motorcycle audio?
Well, Ben, we're going to touch on everything we do motorcycle audio, which can be something from adding just a pair of speakers to a full-blown system. So very excited to go over our new stuff, especially our new bag lid kits that we'll see in studio, and show you everything else we have to offer to make motorcycles loud.
Well, Nick, I know you always have some tricks up your sleeve, so I'm amped. This is gonna be a jam-packed show, guys. Hope you're gonna strap in and take some notes. But before that, a quick word from our sponsor, SiriusXM, reminding you why dealers absolutely love it. And when we come back, Memphis Audio for motorcycle audio. Don't you dare go away.
Hey guys, Ricky Lima here from SiriusXM. I had a chance to speak to some dealers and ask them what they love about selling SiriusXM. Here's what they had to say.
Coast-to-coast coverage.
I love SiriusXM for commercial-free music.
It's a great add-on sale and a profit opportunity.
We love selling SiriusXM because you can listen to the same channel coast to coast.
Profitability and ease of installation. It's a no-brainer.
We love selling SiriusXM for its ease of installation, great profitability, and reliability. People love it.
All right, guys, let's dive right in. Now, Nick, let's start from the top. Let's understand the philosophy or the take that Memphis Audio has when it comes to this unique niche category, which is certainly growing by all means, called motorcycle audio. What is the commitment that Memphis Audio has, and what is the approach when it comes to producing gear for this type of rider?
Well, our approach to motorcycle audio is not unlike our approach in other categories of audio. We listen to our customers, we listen to the end user, we do a ton of research. And then on top of that, we like to throw in some extra Memphis flair, as you guys have come to see and understand that we always like to do that. But we also have a unique benefit that maybe not a lot of people know. For about 45 years, we made motorcycle helmets. So we were actually working with power sports dealers before motorcycle audio or side-by-side audio was even a thing. So it enabled us to have relationships to really get that information on what riders are looking for when it comes to audio on their bikes.
Yeah, you know, a lot of people don't realize the rich history that Memphis Audio has in this segment. So let's get right into it. Let's start with something new because we love to start there. You've been kind of promoting it on social. We're talking about brand new 6x9-inch coaxial speakers with a special flair and feature that I want you to talk about. Nick, tell us all about these new saddlebag 6x9 speaker kits.
Well, when it comes to 6x9s in a bag lid, we're not going to be the first one. We won't be the last one to come out with it. Plenty of other companies make some quality product, but we wanted to, number one, be better, and number two, look better. And I think we've accomplished this with our brand new 6x9 bag lid. So our installation kit, if we can cut to the video or the picture of the kit there, our installation kit is very, very simple to use. And when I say simple to use, I was able to do it with no training, and that's scary, but I was able to put these on in about an hour, get these installed on bag lids. So the installation kit is super, super easy to use, step-by-step, makes it completely idiot-proof, in my opinion, because I did it. But when it comes to the speaker, what we wanted to do is we wanted to bring something to the table that no one else had. So you see our very nice-looking Memphis grill there that covers up the 6x9 once it's in the bag lid. But you see there, the biggest thing you're going to notice is two tweeters. So similar to our marine product, where we're bringing a tweeter array, we've doubled the amount of tweeters in our 6x9. So that tweeter bridge there, as the tweeters firing a little bit up and forward, really creating a ton of sound at the speeds where you need to hear the sound. The high frequencies are what travel best at high speeds when you've got a lot of wind in your ears, you got a lot of motor noise. So we doubled the amount of tweeters that allows it to be louder and lets you hear the music while you're riding. In addition, we have that sealed dust cap there if you look underneath. So it enables us to get more mid-bass response and get better water resistance by having that dust cap completely sealed, not having a tweeter in the mid, allowing water to get in there and making the mid-bass less efficient with that accordion rubber gasket. So back of the speaker, very nice, clean, keeps everything locked away inside the saddlebag. And then, as I always mention, with the Memphis flare, not sure if we're the only one, but it's the only one I know of that lights up. So we have full LED lights on the 6x9s. If you notice there, the cone lights up. And then if you twist it a little bit, you can see the logo lights up there on the dust cap as well. So super good looking, as well as being the loudest 6x9 around for bag lids.
I got to give it to you, Nick. As per usual, pretty innovative stuff when it comes to Memphis, especially those 6x9s. And yeah, I see the follow-up to the array tweeters that you had on the cans, and now I see the dual tweeters. Pretty interesting. I'd really like to hear feedback from you dealers out there on the sound that these things make and the high-frequency response for sure. Now, moving on to another important category, we're talking about amplifiers because, of course, we've got to give these speakers some juice. Now, within Memphis Audio, you have a line, Nick, which is specifically designed for this type of environment. A couple clutch features in there as far as the power, as far as the weatherproofness of it all, and a selection of amplifiers that are super small footprint. Why don't you tell us about the MX series of amplifiers?
The MX series of amplifiers is something I'm really proud about. These are small footprint amplifiers designed for motorcycle, outdoor, power sports type applications. So these things come hardwired with pigtails, so the connections are all sealed, IPX6 rated. Controls are on the top, again, sealed. But the coolest thing about these amplifiers is we really challenged our engineering team to make it a super small footprint amplifier. So the amplifier you're looking at here, this is, I would say, the flagship model in our MX series. I wanted to be able to get 800 true watts to fit on top of a Harley radio, and we were able to do that. So what you're looking at is the MX 800.4. So all the accessories you see there, those are all the wiring accessories for high level, low level input, as well as the power connections. And if you see there where the round Memphis logo is, that is the removable panel that hides all of the controls. But this amplifier is probably the smallest, if not one of the smallest amplifiers out there as far as cubic inches per watt. You see, instead of those aren't fingernail clippers, those are wire strippers that are sitting on top of the amp. So you can see how small this amplifier really is. It bolts right into our heat sink that sits on top of the Harley radio. But in addition to that, with an amplifier this size with 800 watts, you can fit it in a bunch of different spaces. In addition to the 800 watt model, we have a 400 watt 4-channel, a 300 watt 2-channel, and then we also have a 600 watt 6-channel with staggered power on the 5th and 6th channels, making it ideal to run tower speakers or subwoofers or anything you want that needs higher power. If you want to do a full custom system on a bike, the MX 600.6 is a great amplifier to be able to run a ton of speakers, even beyond our Harley kit, maybe going with some custom pods, adding some different bar mounted speakers somewhere. We have an amplifier to cover you in all those instances. So again, the MX series amplifiers, super cool, great looking, IPX6 rated, everything you need in the box, and possibly one of the smallest ones out there.
Now, obviously, the motorcycle environment is pretty tight as far as space that we have to work with. So, Nick, what have you guys come up with as far as installation accessories to help installers get the job done and put this equipment in properly and efficiently?
Well, when it comes to the installation accessories for our motorcycle kits, I'm going to sound like a broken record here, but we really talked to our customers to see what they wanted, what they needed. Honestly, maybe even what was or wasn't working with other brands, to really give them what they need to make installing audio onto these bikes, super simple. So if we take a look at the list of accessories we have laid out here, on the top left, you're going to see the template for our 6x9s. So as I mentioned, when we're talking about the 6x9 lids, super simple, everything you need to quickly cut out the spot for your speakers on your bag lid, and then all the wiring harnesses, plug and play. And when I say legitimate plug and play, you just need to give it power and ground. It's everything plugs right into the speakers, right into the amp, makes it super easy. With regards to the front speakers and the tour pack speakers, we provide 3 different grills for the speakers, as you see there for the 6.5s. But probably the coolest thing, and something that we pride ourselves on, is our installation kit for the amplifier. So on the top right there, you're going to see our heatsink, and that bolts right above the factory radio. And there's a couple different sets of holes there. So you can use our 400 watt MX 400.4, which gives you 400 watts of real power. Or, as I mentioned, with our MX series, you can fit the MX 800.4 on that bracket, giving you 800 watts of true power sitting above the amplifier. And with that heatsink also comes a wiring harness that, like the others, simple plug and play. Everything plugs into the speakers, just need to get it power and ground. And our main harness for grabbing signal from the factory radio has magic boxes. So if you look to see on that harness there's a couple of boxes on there, and that gets the radio signal pretty close to flat. So if you don't have the ability to flash the radio, those boxes will get you very close to being flat and allows you to get good sound out of your factory radio into our amplifiers, and then of course blaring through our speakers in the front, rear, and bag lids. So just trying to make everything as easy as possible, whether it's a DIY guy or whether it's a custom install shop. For a custom install shop, this installation is going to be cake. The longest amount of time is just going to be taken off the fairing, most likely. That would be the most tedious part of these installations. Obviously, you can't get around that. So we just try to provide everything to make it quick and easy and make your bike sounding great.
Now, of course, in the world of motorcycle audio, we've got customers or keep on hearing about application-specific kits. No doubt Memphis has some solutions when it comes to application-specific kits. I think there's a popular one here we definitely want to showcase, Nick. Why don't we start talking about the kit that's applicable for Street Glide 2014 and up, as well as Road Glide 2015 and up?
Yeah, so for the Street Glide 14 and up and Road Glide 15 and up, we have 2 kits that work seamlessly with these bikes. We have the MXA HD Pro 2 and the MXA HD Pro 4. And what comes in these kits, in the Pro 2, comes with a pair of our MXA 62 HDs. So these are speakers specifically designed for Harley-Davidson and for motorcycles. So if we look at the back, it starts with a plastic basket. So the purpose of that basket being plastic is for weight. All of our speakers are set to OEM spec as far as weight and size and durability is concerned. You look at the back there, you can see our direct voice coil vent cooling there to keep that voice coil cool. And then flipping over to the front of the speaker, you'll see we have IPX6 rated speaker there, with sealed from the cone to the tweeter, the PI dome tweeter, and the accordion surround. So people ask us, like, what speaker is this most like in the Memphis lineup? And the answer is none, really. It's a combination. And if you had to explain it, it was a combination of pro audio and marine audio. So you're using the characteristics of the pro audio speaker to get that high output at the higher frequencies, because that's what you hear when you're cruising down the highway with the wind in your ears and the motor between your legs. You really need those high frequencies. And then, of course, the marine aspect, making it efficient outdoors and making it water resistant, is super important on a motorcycle. So in this kit, the Pro 2 kit, you're going to get a pair of speakers. You're going to get all the wiring harnesses you're going to need to hook it up. You're going to get the installation accessories that we talked about before with the heatsink and the plug and play wiring. And you're going to get our 400.4 amplifier with all the harnesses and everything you need to plug it in, as well as the 3 different grills for the Street Glide, Road Glide, or the rear's tour pack speakers. So everything you need to get 2 or 4 speakers amplified on your bike with the harnesses, everything plug and play, super simple and easy to install.
So now that we've covered a couple application-specific kits, What about for those guys that are just coming in that want that kind of level 1 upgrade? I would imagine those 6.5 coaxials are a great place to start. Wouldn't you agree, Nick?
Yeah, when it comes to all of our audio, we always like to sell the scalability, whether it's power sports, whether it's marine, and now in motorcycle. So our MXA 62 HD 6.5s are a great place to start. So as I mentioned before with the plastic baskets, these speakers were designed around the OEM. They were designed to easily replace the factory speakers to where you'd think they were factory if they didn't say Memphis on them. If they said Harley on them, you'd think they'd be factory, except they're bigger and sound better. So with that plastic basket, all low profile, designed specifically to get the most speaker in the space allowed in that factory location, that's where it all starts. And it's super, super easy to fit. Everything lines up exactly. So it makes it super simple to put these in. And even if you don't amplify your speakers and you're just replacing the factory speakers, you're going to get a huge improvement on output. It's going to sound much clearer. The output's much more efficient, and it's going to be the first step to your system. If you then add an amplifier, then add the rear bag lids. So always scalable with Memphis product. We always try to make it easy for our customers to take, to start small and go big. And the 6.5-inch MXA 62 HD speakers with the 3 different grills make it super simple to replace your speakers, get that better sound, and set you up to get even louder when you add stuff down the line.
Well, we've taken you guys on the tour of all the great offering that Memphis Audio has for motorcycle, but I think we've saved an interesting one for the last piece, which is really more of a universal mount, or can be looked at as something really introductory, something quick and easy that could really improve the rider's sound experience. And they're kind of pod-like. I'm going to get Nick to talk a little bit about those.
Yes, our MXA bar mount kits, they're an awesome way to get sound onto a bike that doesn't have a fairing, or any other machine that doesn't have a system that bolts right into it, like a side-by-side, a golf cart, anything like that. But this came from listening to our customers. They really wanted something that you could add on to a fairingless bike. So if you take a look at the kit there, we've got the chrome kit there. We also have the speakers in black. These are awesome sounding little speakers, very stylish looking pods. You see the bracket there, that's actually the side view mirror bracket. So you unbolt your mirror, slide this right in there, and it'll mount right on the bars, firing right at you to give you that sound. We also have the bar mounts that go around the handlebars, again, for a fairingless bike, but also could be on a side-by-side as well. So universal mounting options for these 2 speakers. And then the kit comes with the amplifier you see there at the bottom, very tiny amplifier, easy to hide, and whatever space you have available, all the wiring necessary, plug and play to just get it power and ground, and then hook up those speakers. And then, of course, you need a source. You need some way to get the music into that amplifier. And that's where we have our Bluetooth controller up there on the right that does come with handlebar mounting as well as surface mounting. Enables you to get that controller right there on the handlebar in order to change the volume, play, pause, forward to back track, all connect to your phone. Make it really easy to add music to a fairingless bike, or as an entry-level system for any off-road, on-road vehicle where there isn't really a spot for speakers. So gives you some way to get music on those hard to accessorize machines. So this is a great piece either for an entry level or as a full system on your bike.
And there you have it. That was Memphis Audio President Nick LoMonaco walking us through the entire line and offering of motorcycle audio components, courtesy of Memphis Audio. Now, if you want more information on these products, I encourage you to take a look at their website, memphisaudio.com. That's where you'll find everything we talked about here on today's show. And if you happen to be a dealer in Canada tuning in and you're interested, well, if you didn't know, you're going to want to connect with the folks at Auto Mobility. They are the official and exclusive distributor for all things Memphis Audio up here in Canada. Now, while we're talking about Auto Mobility, I've got Mr. Phil Cameron, who is their product expert, in the studio with us. Now, Phil, Nick, as usual, did a great job presenting different, solutions when it comes to motorcycle audio. I always like to pick your brain on maybe some of the items that you thought really hit home.
Well, yes, as usual, Nick always does a great job explaining everything, and he always mentioned it. I love the fact that they add the little Memphis touch to the product, especially on the lid kit, the 6x9 kit. I think it comes with everything that you may need, and tweeters are nice if you want to sound good, and also the touch of the LEDs. You got to add that Memphis touch on it. So to me, that's pretty cool. That's very different from all the other bag kits that we see out there. So very nice touch on that one.
Now, Phil, Memphis has been on here through this entire season. We covered marine audio. We covered power sports audio. We covered now today motorcycle audio. And I can tell you, we're going to be seeing Memphis quite a few more times this season because let's be honest, Memphis audio certainly checks off a lot of boxes throughout different categories. So I'm going to ask you your thoughts on the value proposition that Memphis audio presents, especially when it comes to dealers who are looking to partner up with maybe a brand that could really get their back across so many different categories.
If you've been following those CMA videos like this, you probably noticed that Memphis offers product for whatever category that your store may be in. So as we saw today, we got motorcycle audio. They provide nice plug-and-play, easy-to-install kits, and do the same thing for your marine application, your side-by-side, your car audio. So it is a great value for our dealers to be able to partner up with a manufacturer that's going to be helping them with all the different facets of our industry. Doesn't matter which category they deal with, they're going to have a Memphis product to fit that application. And like we mentioned all the time, they all have that Memphis touch. It separates them from everything else. So it's pretty nice to have something that'll be able to fit in all the categories that you may do in the future.
Well, that's a wrap on this Memphis audio session all about motorcycle audio. I want to give a shout out to my man Nick LoMonaco for coming in today, as well as Phil Cameron for giving some perspective for our Canadian dealers out there. Once again, if you're interested in these products and you happen to be in Canada, make sure you hook up with the folks at Automobility. They are the exclusive Canadian distributor for Memphis audio. That's a wrap on this CMA Networks presentation brought to you by SiriusXM. I'm your host, Ben Wu. Until next time, we connect.
There's never been a better time to have SiriusXM with over 150 channels in your vehicle. Your Platinum Plan offer includes more than ever before to enjoy online, on your phone, or at home. Create your own ad-free personalized stations powered by Pandora. Hear ad-free extra channels and enjoy favorite shows with SiriusXM Video on Demand. What you love is on now.